Welcome or welcome back, new viewers and gamers. It's time for a new episode of the Pokemon Nuzlocke, and today we're gonna go looking for them pesky 7 sages. But before we do that, well, technically 6 sages because Ghetsis has already been arrested, but you get the gist. We're gonna do a little team recap, starting off with Balsavium, or the Lord of Fire, who with the moves, or at level 70, holding a charcoal with the moves Flame Charge, Break, Heat Crash, and Rock Slide. We have Velvet Crow, the Escadrille, holding a shovel, level 75, with the moves Metal Claw, Earthquake, Swords Dance, and Rock Slide. We have Teresa, the Galvantula, level 70, holding a Silver Powder with the moves Volt Switch Thunder, Energy Ball, and Bug Buzz. We have Miglio, the Seraphim of Water, the Jellicent, male Jellicent, level 75 with the leftovers item with the moves Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Recover, and Surf. We have Zavi, the Seraphim of Wind, level 70, expert belt who happens to be a Tornadus, with the moves Break, Crunch, Psychic instead of Extrasensory, I taught it that off screen, and Air Slash. And finally we have Chloe Valens, the Verizon Wireless, level 72, with a Miracle Seed with the moves Swords Dance, X-Scissors, Leaf Blade, and Sacred Sword. So, with that being said, let us begin, but I want to go into the PC for a second, go get a few of our HM mules, because we're going to need them. Starting off with our flyer. I think we should go over to the Dream Yard first, because I believe one of the 7 sages happens to be there. So, let's get our Unfazon. Let's take Zavid off the team for now, we don't really need him here. Actually, better yet, yeah, let's take Zavid off the team for a bit. Alright, let's go. It's time to fly over to Striaton City, and I think we should get our Striaton City encounter since we were unable to do that beforehand. We also can get quite a few other encounters here as well. I think, actually, I probably shouldn't have gone there first. Actually, pardon me, I'm gonna go to the Victory Road first. Actually, I need to go buy more Quick Balls. I probably should have done that off screen, but whatever. We can do that real fast, right? Alright, let's just go get the Quick Balls. Alright, because these are very good. 24 of them should do the trick. I always like to have an amount of Pokeballs to end in either a 0 or a 5. Just fits in my eyes. But anyways, let's go back to Striaton City. That was a bit of a waste of time going there first. While we're at it, I think we should stop by the daycare as long as I wanted to see how the Pokemon that I've been raising there are doing. Specifically, Pascal the Diono, which I'm going to be changing her name actually to another Sales of character, but I'll bring that up later. Because I didn't think of this at the time, and I think this name is more fitting, but we'll get to that. Alright, the Dream Yard. We don't need to go over here now. We can actually cut over here now that this is open, because at the beginning of the game there was a cone there. Now we could fight some higher level Pokemon right in this grass, I believe. No, never mind, just level 9 on now. Or I might be thinking of this game's sequel, Black and White 2. Because in that game, the Pokemon are higher level than the Dream Yard. Unnecessary crit is unnecessary, but you know, who cares? Now let's go on in here. Alright, we got a few scientists over here. Right, let's have Velvet scat out their levels. Get a real special encounter around here, too. To research strange Pokemon, having a battle is a good approach, don't you think? Alright, you're challenged by scientist Marcus Aurelius sends out a Drowsy. Level 60 tree. Nothing good Earthquake can't handle. Alright, raise your attack, it means nothing. I have no. But the forewarned ability. Yes, you already know I have Earthquake. Forward is such a ability. If you're well-versed on Pokemon's movesets, I mean, I guess it's good in maybe close team sheets, but if you're well-versed on the moves most Pokemon tend to use in competitive play, it's kind of worthless. And Musharna, Generation 5's version of Hypno. Say goodbye even though you're floating there. How are you getting hit by an earthquake? Whatever, it don't matter. What matters is that you faint to that. They lived. God damn, Musharna's tanky as hell. Whatever Metal Claw kills. I cannot help but wonder, why did I lose? Maybe it's because you're weak. I don't know. I'm a fat scientist over here. I want to figure out Psychic strange powers. Alright, Scientist Chan. Who wants to battle? Sends out a Poliwhirl. Not the best matchup for Velvet over here, but I think an Earthquake can still kill, right? Or shall I not risk it? Yeah, one shot of Hypno, it should be fine. Speed, go ahead. That just gives me a free turn. Guess it's a good thing I didn't switch there. I kinda sucked. Easy matchup for us, Rock Slide kill. Unnecessary crit, but you know what, it works. And unless you're final Pokemon Musharna once again. Alright, so we learned from the previous Musharna that that one was pretty tanky, so let's whittle it down a little first. See how much a Metal Claw does. That barely does anything. Good lord. EQ. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that barely does anything. It doesn't. It still. I'm thinking that Velvet might have a really bad attack IV, but then again, I've had her since, like, what, episode 4? I should have noticed that sooner, but whatever. This should level her up. Level 76 is Velvet's now. I decided to fight using pure logic, yet I lost. Alright, anyways, let's get McLeo in the front, since we're against a bunch of psychic types. Hey, what do you think you're doing, huh? I didn't know they avoid contact like that. This is a power spot. It awakens your dormant power. Huh. Power spots in an earlier Pokemon game? Is that what made for the inspiration of Dynamax? They may not have the inspiration for Dynamax altogether, but power spots, you know what I'm getting at here? Oh, whatever. Beldum. It is Steel type, and back then Steel types did resist Ghost, so Shadow Ball's gonna do neutral damage. So I think it's smarter to go for Surf. Crit. Matanger. Surf again. Alright, you did live, though. Meteor match that's resisted, that's fine by me. Alright, leftovers activate. Give us some of that passive healing. Yeah, I'm healing for quite a bit too, and Big Yum is your final Pokemon. I was expecting a better growth, and I was gonna Will-O-Wisp, but no need. Actually, wait a minute, he has 4 Pokemon. Never mind about that being his final Pokemon. Yum is such a funny Pokemon. If y'all heard his voice in the anime, that shit is just hilarious. And Rune Class Plus. Alright, one more Shadow Ball. You might survive this because Reuniclus is so tanky. Part of the reason why it's the greatest Psychic type Pokemon, even to this day at the time you're making this video. Maybe Generation 10 will introduce something better, I don't know. I doubt it though. Because Reuniclus is peak. Edgeguard is such a solid ability too. Run that with like a Life Orb, you don't have to worry about the recoil damage of Life Orb. Oops. That was a rookie mistake. Heal block, that's fine. Anyways. Shadow Ball. But like I was saying before, Edge Guard is such a solid ability. Just use Life Orb. You don't have to worry about the Life Orb recoil, but you still get the damage boost from it. Did you spot my weakness? Yeah, ghost types. From my research on dreams, I will research your dream. You wanna know what that dream is? Getting a game development full time and potentially becoming a Pokemon World Champion. That's a good dream. Right? Wouldn't you all agree? Jigglypuff. Fairy types didn't exist yet, so you're still a normal type. Well, pure normal type. Dire hit, not gonna help you. Jigglypuff does have a pretty high HP stat, but like base 20 defenses. It's not doing anything. Fun fact, Jigglypuff also gets the hidden ability Friend Guard, which in doubles causes your opponents to take, or not your opponent, your ally to take 25% less damage. Very useful. I really wish more Pokemon would get that ability, but maybe it's for the better that it's a limited distribution with that ability. Alright, Psybeam. That shouldn't do much, but it confuses me, that's not good. Just something that should not have happened. Come on, Mikleo, break through it, you can do it. Yes, Mikleo, my boy. No, I may dream about this defeat later. Come on, I just want to talk for a sec. Why, I foresaw your move, and I was running away from you. Honestly, I don't think we ever see anything like this in any other Pokemon game, at least during the 2D era of Pokemon games. I don't think we see this during the 3D era either. Psychic Future. Her name is just Future? Please tell me that's a nickname. Her name's her daughter Future. What, did you know she'd become a psychic when she grew up? Whatever. I don't know what's it with Nintendo games and that. Like, you see that all the time in the Paper Mario games. Oh, my grandmother. Like, did you change your name when you had grandchildren? I don't get it. Or did your parents just know you'd have grandchildren? Weird. Bayonet. As long as you don't have Shadow Sneak, we should be fine. Bayonet's also pretty damn frail, only base 65 in its defenses, with base like 60 or 70 HP, around that. It's not taking this. Bayonet is so just lackluster because of that. Good attack stat, so really the only thing it's good for is like stab, Shadow Sneaks, and that's it. It's kind of sad, actually. And there's a 2. So 2 is just so underwhelming as well. There's so many cooler second flying types, even back Gen 5 and prior. I mean, Sigilif exists. When Sigilif exists, why are you going to use Atu, huh? Mikleo's level 76. I foresaw your thoughts, but I lost. What thoughts? No, you didn't. I've been researching without sleeping for days. I see you, but are you a dream? Yeah, no, if you haven't been sleeping, how would you think I'm a dream? Also, get some sleep, my man. God damn, it ain't that hard. Scientist Luke Skywalker sends out his Musharna. I take this. And a surf for the road. And a Stantler. Too bad Weirdo doesn't exist yet. Intimidate. Oh boy, I'm so scared. I'll just burn him. As long as it hits, that is. Risen, that's fine. I know you have, Little Wisp. Also, you're faster than me. Yeah, keep spamming that move, that's okay. Haven't anyone else noticed that the Imprison animation kind of looks like the little wax that you put on those old school envelopes? Pretty cool, I kind of like that. Is that really the only move you have? Well, I am a ghost type after all, so your second moves are likely only normal tap. And burn kills, bye-bye. Theoretically, it's impossible. Is this a dream? It is not impossible. I make the impossible possible, mate. That's how you showed up. What do you mean, that's how I showed up? Whatever. Our Psychic Rudolph sends out his Starmie army. Also, I didn't bring this up before, but the music down here is a slowed and reverb version of the normal Dream Art theme. Still, I really like that theme. What, do you have a normal type in the back? Oh, that's fine. Imagine if you had like a normal Psychic type of Giraffe or something. That would have been a good read. And Boba Fett is a bit of a Nuzlocke killer, but thankfully Shadow Ball does so much damage, it doesn't matter. So I'm kind of glad he did that, because if he didn't, oh boy, and this is before Ghost types were immune to Shadow Tag, so do keep that in mind. Probably would have just builded it down with burns anyways. Confuse Ray. Alright, McLeo, you can break through this, I believe. I believe. Come on, McLeo, you can do it. No! Now, thankfully your attack stat isn't very high. Leftovers heals us right up anyways. Such a good-ass item. Try it again. Is Confuse really the only move you have for me? Or you're just using random AI? Probably the latter. Your power exceeds my psychic power. Alright, what is this? We have a twisted spoon. I remember back in middle school, our old cafeteria used to give us these plastic spoons that we could use for the food we were given. And I remember I used to twist them up all the time and say I have psychic powers because it's a twisted spoon. Nice little thing there. Alright, here's our man, but before we do that, let me just grab this little item over here. Revive, could sell that. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I have a feeling, you know what? This is kind of just here, maybe it's just a decoration, but I have a feeling maybe the Dream Yarder was originally going to have an unused legendary or mythical Pokemon that could have been Psychic type. Too bad we never get to see that. I'll probably end up bringing that up sometime in a future unused content video for Pokemon Black and White, though. But anyways, let's talk to our dude over here. Ooh, were you surprised? Now I saw you there. Oh, trainer who destroyed our castle, I was quite surprised by you. Also, Hilda might have been surprised, but I wasn't. If you surprise them, both Pokemon and people leave themselves open. While they're in a state of surprise, they can't use their powers, like they normally would. Our intention was to surprise people by making our castle appear and showing off the legendary Pokemon. At that moment, we planned to deeply impress people's hearts with the awesome power of Team Plasma and the brilliance of our new world. Now that I've seen the strength of spirit in you and the gym leaders, I wonder how effective that strategy would have been after all. Maybe that strength of spirit is what's needed to take Pokemon to the next level. I'm sorry to waste your time with this silly conversation. Take this with you. You get TM75 Swords Dance. When we find the other five sages, they give us neat little TMs, which is pretty cool. My Lord Endstream, you were the one to put a stop to that. Please don't ever forget that. Oh, I won't. I'll say it's our boy Looker. And now about Team Plasma. I'm an officer of the International Police, and there are so many things you must tell me at once. Sharna said to appear here. Its dream mist makes you see dreams, but they are nothing but illusions. The dreams you realize with your own abilities are the real dreams. Accept my thanks. Now Ghetsis notwithstanding, there is yet remain but 5 of the 7 sages still at large. What it is they are thinking, what it may be they are hoping. This is the information I pursue. Until we meet again! Until we meet again, good sir. Anyways, let us keep going in the Dream Yard for a bit longer. Yeah, let's not have Collier in the front. I'll have Elvin in the front again. And I think Teresa is a second hand. I wish I had Discharge on him, but I don't know. Or on her, I mean. Could do the, well. Yeah, we can't really do this quick. Anyways, Ariados and Ladian. Glad you can even find Ladians here. Give him a good rock slide. Give him the old 1-2. Rock slide double kill. Crit on Ariados, well that's unnecessary. That does 4 times the damage because of that. I keep saying it, but I'll say it again. Lydian really needs some sort of evolution. Venomoth. I've thought of bug types here too. Alright, what's this neat little item? A hyper potion. Alright, we should have ourselves a nice little encounter over here. Normally there's a Musharna here, but I think it only shows up on Fridays. What do y'all think? Does this little sub-area count as an encounter? I mean, I think because the music's different, we have a little transition screen. I think it should count as an encounter, much like the Desert Resort. So what will we find down here? Cricketune. You know, that's okay. And dang it, Rowan's already taken. I have that name for the Nuzlocke I was using earlier in the run. Would have been a perfect name, actually, for Cricketune, now that I think about it. Oh, well. Oh, you don't want to stay in the quick ball? Okay. Don't squeeze me. And because of that, let's switch into Miclear, and I'm just gonna burn him. Even if you have Night Sash, it should be fine. Oh, yeah, look at that. That did nothing. If I end up failing this encounter, I'm not all that worried about it, to be honest with you. Alright, that does not do anything to me. Alright, start throwing those Pokeballs. Ultra Ball, specifically. Stand the ball, Cricketune. Taunt, that's fine. I can't use Recover, but does it really matter? I don't think so. I can always switch out and to deal with that anyways. And we are back to full HP. As you get weakened, your flesh begins to scorch. And Cricketune's caught. I guess it didn't want to die to being burned. I guess I scared it into that. Alright, Cricketune the Cricket Pokemon, a bug type. There is a village that hosts a contest based on the amazingly variable cries of this Pokemon. It should get an evolution that's bug ghost type, maybe. That'd be sick. Anyways. Let's see, like I said, Rowan and Raven are already taken. I'm thinking... Let's name him Don Whitehorse, after the Don of Dongrus from Tales of Vesperia, who's a pretty old guy. So I think that's a pretty decent nickname for him. I'll just put WH, short for Whitehorse. Alright, welcome to the team, Don Whitehorse. Alright, Team 85, Dream Eater. Alright, now let's get on out of the Dream Yard. Perhaps next time I play this game on a Friday, we'll come down here real fast. So let's go back to Striaton City, simply by flying. And we can try again with our surfing encounter. If still nothing shows up, or at least nothing I don't already have, I'll just catch whatever's there. Right. Actually, let me heal first, since we used up quite a bit of power points during all that. Let's go. Let's have Miclear on the front since he deals with water types very well. Alright, now that we've beaten the Elite Four, There should be some post-game Pokemon here, and some rippling water. Perfect timing. What will we get? Just blue stripe basket. You know what? I'll just catch it. It's probably all that's here anyways. I think we already have a red striped one, so might as well. Alright, in the Pokeball. And the Pokeball didn't work. Interesting. Let's try... I say, yeah, we got a few Pokeballs. I can use these. Oh, you don't want to be caught, huh? One more time, and if not, I'm burning you. Alright, guess you're gonna get burned because you don't want to stay in the ball. Now you got exactly 8 turns before you did. And somebody didn't want to be turned into fish fillet, but Basco and Blue Stripe is ours. Doubt we're gonna use it though, because I really don't plan on it. Vescu Legion does not exist yet. Let's see. Male Tales of Character, or female Tales of Character. Yeah, Patty Flair. The pirate girl from Tales of Asperia. Alright, Patty, welcome to the team. And now let's go to the daycare. Getting on a bike. Let's just see how our teammates over here are doing. Alright, Vicious level 62 and Pascal's level 59. Just in case we need a new Dark type. I want to get Pascal, and again I'm going to change her name later on. But I want to get her to level 63 or 64 or so in there. Because if y'all know, Hydreigon to this day at the time of making this video has the highest level requirement to evolve out of any Pokemon, that being level 64 from Zweilous. Let's go to November Town, because Route 18 is where we should be finding one of the other 7 stages. Alright, get on over there. And something wants to run into me. I'll put on some extra pills after this. Alright, max repel. To keep the Pokemon away. Alright, it took me a while to find it, but here it is. Alright, let's do it. Surf! Reading this sign over here. Route 1, we are still on there. And now we gotta find our way through Route 17 and into 18. If I remember correctly, well, I'll probably have to go around down here. Right. Go up here next. My repel wore off. That's fine. We can at least get a little bit more of the ways around here. Now let's turn it on again. Alright, here we go. Another one of the 7 stages. It smells of the sea here. This place has the same ocean smell as when I was born. You were born near an ocean? I don't know if that's dangerous or really cool. Whatever. Ghetsis wandered the land of this world all over, collecting knowledge of all kinds, while searching for like-minded people. From the moment we met, he understood what I desired, the ability to understand the minds and the needs of others. This is an ability that everyone needs to survive. My Lord End is a kind and excellent person who understands the hearts of Pokemon. But conversely, perhaps his ability to understand the hearts and feelings of people is not developed enough. But even that was part of the perfection of Ghetsis' plan. When it comes to Ghetsis, I cannot separate the truth from the lies. See this? I received it from Ghetsis. I no longer need it. I hope you could put it to good use. You got TM32 Double Team, which is very unreliable in some cases. Someday, if my Lord End develops the ability to understand the feelings of people as well as Pokemon, I would like us to gather again. More than anything, I would see End confront Ghetsis. And now about Team Plasma. I am an officer of the International Police, and there are so many things you must tell me at once. If that is what you desire. Many thanks. Now Ghetsis, notwithstanding, there yet remains but 4 of the 7 sages still at large. What is it they are thinking? What it may be they are hoping? This is the information I need of quick and soon, I say. Or say I. Alright, next up we're going to Mistralton City because there is one of them in Chargestone Cave. So let's go there. Now I remember back in elementary school, this was the last of the 7 sages I had found. And I remember my older sister actually looking it up on her old phone. Now let's go into Chargestone Cave and go to the bottommost depths. I still have my max repel on, and we're gonna have Velvet in the front, and you'll see why momentarily. Ah, dang it. Oh well, that's fine. Alright, going to the deepest, most parts of this cave. They should be around here. Our repel wore off. I don't need it. When I saw you in Castelia, I did not care about your existence. Wow, okay, rude. Here in the Chargestone Cave, Ghetsis tested your abilities. We did. Oh wait, the Shadow Triad. Never mind. Once more, we will test you to learn what it is you are. Team Plasma, I'm out. Uh-oh. Bronius of the 7 Sages. I will bring this kid down. No, you won't. Oh. This is the last time we'll hear the Team Plasma theme for the rest of this Nuzlocke. Such a sick theme. Alright, Team Plasma Grunt sends out a watchdog. Level 63. We have Velvety. Alright, so I'm going to sit here for a sec just to let y'all listen to the absolutely awesome music that is the Team Plasma theme. This is the last time we'll hear it. I remember back in elementary school being really sad that this is the last time I'd hear such an epic tune. At least for a while. Alright, I think you have listened to this for a bit. How about trying time to die? Alright, sends out a Scrafty T. Alright, I don't want to risk any kills, so let's go into Micleo. Alright, Focus Punch, that's fine, go ahead. That's why you missed, you foolish fool, or didn't even hit. I would have burned. Actually, you might have Shed Sting. Whatever, even if you go for your Dark Type, it ain't gonna do much. That's fine. Yep. Lowered my defense, though. I don't like that. Alright, switch into Chloe to take the crunch and get a +1 in attack. Alright, come on, give me that attack boost. I'm fine with this. Can you put more in my defense? How do you get that twice in a row? It's like a 20% chance. Whatever. Sacred Sword, +1, and you are burned. Yeah, you're not getting this off. The strength that be my lord NIC, cut me to the bone. This kid is the real thing. Because of you, I'm now X-Team Plasma. Being an X, it doesn't sound cool. People are boyfriend and ex-girlfriends, whatever. Does it? How are you going to make it up to me, huh? I won't. Well, you can make it up to me by giving me one last listen to this neat theme, I guess. Alright, Plasma Grunt. Sends out a Leopard. Thankfully, Leopard cannot do that much to me. Alright, Velvet, eat you. Sucker Punch, that's fine. I give him that nice heal. Except Guard Boulder, which is the main reason I had Velvet out in the front in the first place. Just this guy. I remember fighting it with my level like 70 Ember at the time. Used T-Crash and it really didn't do anything to it. Guard Boulder's just that heavy. But I am prepared. And finally another Leopard. And down you go. Snatch, go ahead. Can't steal my stat boost because I don't have any. And that's the last time we ever hear this wonderful theme. That strength has protected the world in which people and Pokemon live together. An X-Team Plasma member becomes an ordinary Pokemon trainer. This was that moment. I mean, there are other evil teams if you're interested. Whatever. The Pokemon of our Team Plasma are also fighting for their trainers. It was so obvious that I overlooked it. Thank you for reminding me of that. Here, I'd like you to take this. TM69 hat, nice. Rock polish. Pokemon do their best for their trainers, even when they're injured. I wonder whether my Lord N understands what that means. On the topic of Team Plasma, I am an officer of the International Police, so you would be wise to share all you know. Those who left Team Plasma and are behaving with respect and understanding toward Pokemon, them, please forgive. However, those who won't interact with Pokemon in a kind and honest way, even I will never forgive them. Truly, I thank you. Now, Ghetsis notwithstanding, there yet remains but 3 of the 7 sages still lodged. Their innermost thoughts, their uttermost hopes. These I must and shall discover. Once more, a brief farewell. Brief farewell indeed, good sir. Anyways, let's use an escape rope just to get on out of here a little faster. I know in modern Pokemon games, up to like Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, the escape rope is key item, but in this game there's still normal items. I honestly want to see how an escape rope would be used anyways. Do they just throw it hard enough that it gets you to the entrance of the cave? You never really see it, at least to my knowledge. But anyways, next up for the 7 sages, I think we should go to, let's see what my little guide over here says, just so we don't waste time. I think we'll go Route 14 next, but we need Waterfall for that. So where is Route 14? Right by Black City. So let's go over here. Alright, and I need to get my Waterfall out of here. That will be the Golduck that I trained it with Waterfall off screen. Alright, there we are. Alright, let's heal real fast. And let's go battle some peeps. Alright, with that being said, let's just keep it going. Look at what we've got. Alright, bike time. Alright, and let's put on our maximum repels again. There we are. Alright, not going over here, it looks like. Alright, let's go with this waterfall right over here. Funny how I need to surf and use waterfall with 2 separate Pokemon. You'd think it would only work if the same Pokemon was using it, but no. Alright, Rupert's Cloth, so if I ever had a Dusclops, I could evolve it. Too bad I don't have access to trades. Alright, let's go up this waterfall next. Better yet, or we should fight the trainer sitting over there. Yeah. Alright, I guess I can't get over there yet. Alright, here's our man. Greetings to you, strong Pokemon trainer who came to Dragon Spiral Tower. Are you not making friends with Reshiram? There is a saying, if somewhere in this world there is someone who understands you, it feels like that person is right beside you, even if you are as far apart as the end of the land at the top of the sky. As my Lord and his Pokemon understand one another, so too do you and your Pokemon understand one another. Which is my reason for giving you this. TMO8 Bulk Up, raising your attack and defense by 1 stage every time you use it. The Legend of Unova is about Pokemon and people working together to build a new world. The message is that simple and that strong. If changing the world makes you a hero, anyone can become a hero. As each of us changes what is in our power to change, so the world itself changes. Was he standing there that whole time? Regarding Team Plasma, I am an officer of the International Police, and you must supply the information I request. Indeed I shall. Team Plasma changes me, but it could not change the world. I'm looking forward to see how you lot will do. How are you from Galar? Anyways, I beg you will accept my thanks. Now, Ghetsis notwithstanding, there yet remains but 2 of the 7 sages still at large. What do they think of? What do they hope for? I am intensely interested to know this. To depart at once. Because they didn't want to animate him using Surf. Whatever. Now let's see what other little goodies we can find over here real quick. There's probably a hidden item over there. No hidden item here. No hidden item here. So what's the point of this little strip? I don't know. Maybe there's a hidden item there and I'm just missing it. I don't really care. I'm not gonna get the red blood water. Don't need it. A hiker. So that being said, let's have Chloe in the front. My Pokemon climbed many mountains and built up their physiques. Alright, hiker Jebediah. Sounds like hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Honestly, this Pokemon's pronunciation is just so funny. Hippopotamus. Hippopot. Tool-assisted speed run. Anyways. Get a leaf blade to the face. Alright, Sandstorm Ship, not the best. Hellos line. Alright, Sacred Sword is stronger, so I'm going with that. A bit of a risky matchup, for sure, because it's an ice type, but we should be fine. Goodbye. Alright, and Probo pass. You shall not Probo pass. Alright, maybe I should have X-Scissor first, but that's okay. Discharge. As long as I don't get paralyzed, I'm good. Oh. Okay, game, really? You gotta be that way, huh? Discharge, whatever, that's not doing much anyways. Protopass also has such bad offenses. Like base 55 special attack. For what reason? I don't know. Right, come on, you can hit Chloe. There we go. And down you go. My tears fell after the defeat. Watch them become anger, or whatever he said. Alright. I want to fight that H-turner that's sitting down here. So why don't we do that? And I'm gonna heal the paralysis off Chloe real fast. You do not mind me. So I have some cherry berries, right? Yeah, I got two. Alright, there's a neat little area over here. I want to fight the turn over here first. This guy, you seem pretty strong. If I battle until I will never ultimately lose. I mean, he is growing with each new battle that you do. Makes sense to me. Alright, Pokemon Trainer, or Ace Trainer Kip. Sends out an Absol. It seems like a good Pokemon to set up against. So again, we do resist your Dark type move, so let's take advantage of this momentous occasion. Harrison, uh-oh, Pistachio. Alright, I still got at least 2 turns. As long as he doesn't have like a Wobbuffet in the back or some garbage, I'm good. Alright, Wall Rain. More like Wall Stain. Haha, anyways. Alright, so for my options against you. I am +2, but you know I ain't gonna risk it. Alright, so we don't have to worry about Parasong, so I guess there's no point in me even sword dancing there. That makes me a little sad, but whatever's. Blizzard, that's not gonna do much to me. Still did quite a bit, though. Leftovers recovery. I'm surprised he didn't go for a water move there. I'll burn you first. Ice Fang, really? You go for a physical attack right after I burn you? Man, you did so little damage you healed me, literally. Alright, now we just spam Shadow Ball till the cows come home, or the mid-tanks come home. Man, Burn doing 1/8 damage is so good. And now you die to the burn. And I'm frozen. That's no good. Bye-bye, Walrein. That's what you get for freezing me. And last but not least, Doge Rio. Alright, let's go back and develop it then. I can see a flying move coming in here. Drill Peck? Alright, get predicted. That was a fair amount, actually. Firerock Slide. And bye-bye. I get some nice recovery. And Velvet's now level 77. Try 7 times and fall 8 times. No. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8 times. Good mindset, honestly. Alright, let's have Balsa from the front. And let's go get our encounter in this here area. And I think this will be our last non-static encounter for the episode. Alright, the Abundant Shrine. There's actually a really neat legendary Pokemon we can get here. Too bad it requires a version-exclusive Pokemon, so you guys can probably guess what I'm talking about here. TM35, Flamethrower! That's gonna be really good for a certain Pokemon I have planned I want to use near the end of this. It is the great Landorus that protects this land, which is, with its help, we are assured of rich soil and a prosperous harvest. You should visit Great Landorus' little shrine and pay your respects. You can do that, but as the guy just said, yeah, the Pokemon I was talking about you can get here is Landorus. The problem with that is you need Thundurus in order to get it. We do have a Tornadus, but Thundurus is version exclusive, so too bad, no Landorus. I mean, perhaps it's for the better, to be honest with you, because Landorus doesn't get Sheer Force until, like, Generation 8. So, yeah. But anyways, our encounter for this is Vulpix, and if I catch this, I already know what I'll be naming it. Well, if y'all saw my Let's Go Eevee Nuzlocke, you know the nickname I'll be giving it, after our Tales of Character. But let's catch it first. Alright, and Vulpix is ours. Too bad I can't get it with Drought, though, which makes me a little sad. Alright, Vulpix, the fox Pokemon, a fire type. It controls balls of fire. As it grows, its 6 tails split from their tips to make more tails. Originally, Vulpix was also going to have a pre-evolution in Generation 2, where it would only have 3 tails. We don't know the English name for it, but that would have been adorable, I guess, but at the same time would have just taken up Pokedex space, so perhaps it's for the better that that didn't happen. But anyways, if y'all saw my Let's Go Eevee Nuzlocke, it's Mizella the Vulpix. And if you're wondering who Mizella is, she is a fire user and the main female heroine of Tales of Crestoria, the cancelled Tales of Gacha game that got cancelled back in February of 2022. Alright, with that being said, we should max repel on out of here because I don't have my flyer. And next up to the cold storage. Alright, let's avoid the train rats in over here. We'll come back to here in a later episode. Nah, no need to check the rustling grass. Alright, and now for the rest of this, we do not need Golduck. I'll get Umfuzon again. Alright, here we are. Alright, let's go. Next up to the cold storage, so we're going to Drifale City. And this is likely the last time we'll hear this song as well, so I'll sit here for a few minutes to let everybody listen to it. Alright, and now let's go into the cold storage. Alright, we don't need our repel. Alright, we already followed the trainers in here, so no need for that. Oh, I didn't notice there was an item here. TM55 Scald. I knew I was missing this thing. That would have been nice earlier in the run when we were using Identity Swanna. But oh wells. Actually, wait a minute. Can I just go through there? I think I can. Let me see. That might just be faster to do it that way instead of going through the whole puzzle all over again. Alright, never mind. It's not possible. Alright, we gotta go the old-fashioned way. Would've been cool if you can make a figure 8 while you're sliding on the ice in Pokemon games, but then again, it's in 2D, so they could have done something like that in the 3D games. Oh well. I suppose those really aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Also, again, that crate is there. That's such a safety hazard. If that falls, somebody's head's getting smashed in. So, you returned? You're an odd trainer? Alright, I've got time enough to satisfy your curiosity. Also, notice the name's in Zolin. That'll become very important in the game's sequel. Breathing, having a heart that beats. That is simple existence, and nothing more of a living being. That may be the definition of living, but I don't think that defines life. The experience of joy and suffering are a vital part of being alive. Ghetsis gave me the sensation of being truly alive. What did he mean to accomplish? That is what is important. Are you gonna keep pacing like that? It's a little weird. Right now, I'm shivering. I'm suffering, but I'm like, hey, look, I'm in shorts over here. I'm cold as hell, too. If I ain't complaining, you have no right to complain when you're in your big-ass coat. Seriously, how is Hilda wearing shorts in this weather? God damn. Anyways, Pokemon, actually most female Pokemon characters for that matter, like Dawn or Misty. Whatever. Pokemon and people live by being together and relying on one another. That might be how you feel. If that's so, is it necessary to separate people and Pokemon? By talking to you, I've discovered that there is much I need to talk about. I wish I had more to give you, and thanks. Here, take this. You have TMO1, Hone Claws, raising your attack and accuracy by 1 stage whenever you use it. Those distribution is quite limited, weirdly enough. My Lord N said that he wants to make Pokemon perfect. But even if the relationship between Pokemon and people stayed as it now is, people can aspire to perfection. Also, Hone Claws is outclassed by Sword Stance, so just use Sword Stance if you have it. Indeed, I am an officer of the International Police, and I demand to hear all you know about Team Plasma. It's too cold, and I'm already tired of shivering in here. If you'll give me some time to think, I'll tell you what I know. So, take me with you. Thanks for it many times over. Now, Ghetsis notwithstanding, there yet remains but one of the 7 stages still at large. Couldn't say 6 stages, because once again, that's taken. Thanks to Zelda, but whatever. The thoughts they are contemplating, the hopes they are anticipating. These are what I want to know, until our next meeting. Alright, that being said, there's one very special location that we need to go to now, to find the final sage. So they can impart their wisdom onto us. Am I the one who kind of likes it when older people talk about their old experiences? They have so much wisdom. At least the older people who aren't grumpy as all hell, but yeah. I always liked elderly people, for that reason. Anyways, time to go on over to the Desert Resort to find the final stage. Alright, onward to the bike. Let's keep Velvet on the front while we're in the sandstorms. Closer. Okay, never mind. I have a feeling when you go through the sand when you're on a bike, your encounter rate drops quite a bit, which is pretty cool. If you don't feel like using repels, that is. There's also a really neat TM that we could get here as well. Battle that backpacker. Got sand in my eyes and everywhere else. Darumaka. Wait, I have Ember in the front, didn't realize that. Alright, let's change that real fast. Hold on. Alright, what's this neat little item that I missed? A super potion. And we are here. Hey, Professor Juniper. Don't push me, God, that's rude. Hi there, Spare Bear. I heard about these Pokemon statues, and I came to look into their origins. I've learned that each of these Pokemon statues is actually a real Pokemon. It's called Darmanitan. Yeah, I've seen them. It's sleeping, so it's become like a stone. When I quickly measured how long they'd existed, yeah, it was amazing. Around 2,500 years. Seems like they went to sleep that long ago. How have they not starved to death? Whatever. That means they've been here since before this place was in ruin and the royal castle was flourishing. Perhaps they were guarding the city. These Pokemon, they're either in a state of hibernation or meditation. Meditation. So if you wake them, they will become active once again. And the item that wakes up Darmanitan is actually this rich candy bar, which is a nice reference to the Johto region. You actually get one of those in Mahogany Town in the Johto games. That's why I will share one with you. See you, Spare Bear. Alright. I always like how every region has at least one signature food, which is pretty cool. Kanto with, I already forgot what Kanto had, the Slowpoke Tails, I think? No, that's Johto. I forgot what Kanto's food was, I'm forgetting. My mind's blanking. But Johto for Rage Candy Bar, Hoenn Lava Cookies, Sinnoh Elgato, Unova the Castelia Cone, Kalos the Shellar Sable, Alola the Malasadas, Galora the Curry, and Paldea the sandwiches at the time. Maybe Generation 10 will do soup or something next, I don't know. Well, I'm headed back to the Pokemon Research Lab. He's seeing you. Don't push me again. I don't care how hard you are. Anyway, it's time to get in here. And let's put on another rappel, because we have a few areas that are now accessible to us. Let's go down here on my bike. My bike's covered in sand now. And I'm still on my bike too, which is pretty neat. Alright, let's take that off of there for now. Wasn't there another entrance, I think? Oops. I made a mistake. No, don't let me go in here. I mean, while this is a pretty fun gimmick, imagine trying to go through all that sand in real life. Hell no, dude. That would be so bad. Alright, let's walk slowly now. There's nothing in the game suggests that you can just walk over that. Maybe they could have had an NPC walking over it or something to show the player that, but nope. I remember being a little stuck here back in elementary school. Though I was able to eventually overcome it. Let's go down this hole here. Also kind of reminds me of the pitfalls from Animal Crossing. I mean, they kind of look like the pitfalls. Let's see which hole. I think this one. There's also a real special Pokemon we can find here as well. So I can't wait to go see it. Alright, nothing over here. I guess I went the wrong way. Alright, we gotta go all the way back up. Awesome. This isn't annoying at all. A little too punching for the player, I think, if they find the wrong path and they gotta go through the whole thing all over again. Not the best bit of game design, I'd say. Alright, let's go to this hole. This should be the right one. Don't take that out of context. Oh, I'm being stupid. No, don't do this to me. I ran. Alright, back up again. Alright, just make things a little faster. And off the bike. This should be the right direction now. Alright, y'all remember this room? It's been caved in now, but that leads us access to this here room. Alright, a Team Plasma member. Team Plasma. Oh, wait. Huh. I thought he was the only Team Plasma for a sec. Yeah, you run, you little bitch. Ah! Oh, never mind. This got Battle Z too. I completely forgot about that, actually. I mean, then again, I remember doing this back when I was like 9 years old, back in the 3rd grade. Cut me some slack for not remembering this fight. So this is the last time we hear this theme, actually. Alright, group to dial. Alright, let's go switch into Chloe. Her typing deals with this matchup the best. So I can see an EQ coming over here, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Alright, Sandstorm. Alright, your ground type moves and your dark type moves are not going to do much to me. Alright, bye-bye. Plasma, I've fallen in the Relic Castle. Now, if I had a nickel for each time there was a castle in this game, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happens twice. Ryoku of the 7 Sages is looking for a Pokemon inside Relic Castle. I was his lookout, so he wouldn't be interrupted. Stupid, stupid, stupid me! Plus weak. And did I mention stupid? It all adds up to nincompoop. Yeah, you're right about that. You're pretty freaking stupid. You're pretty dumb. Anyways, let's have Mikleo in the front. To see what this little special Pokemon is. Alright, and we got a bunch of maze rooms over here. And let's just keep going until we find the right room. I wish there was some sort of an indication so you know which way you're going, but I don't think so. Alright, clearly, maybe that is an indication that I'm constantly going to do the same loop. Oh, I went the wrong way, and there's wild Pokemon in here. Will this area count as a separate encounter? Yeah, maybe. I already have a crocodile anyways. Yeah, might as well get the experience. Gotta level up. Alright, down goes Croc. Croc a sock. Anyways, Mikleo is now level 77. Alright, what will our encounter for this area be? Copagrigus, also dupes. Alright, let's go through here. There's no other room here. This Lost Woods effect is not the best thing. Will this be something different? Nope. I guess there's Crocorox and Cofagrigus down here. I'm intimidated. Alright, yeah, let's just throw in another repel, save a little time. Alright, well, look at that. I was planning to catch the Pokemon called Volcarona that lives in this Relic Castle and present it to Ghetsis. But the Shadow Triad said that Ghetsis has gone somewhere, right? The 7 Sages. We always said we were complete when the 7 of us were together. Now, I don't know the meaning of those words anymore. I guess I don't mind, even if we were being used, but the dream is over. I no longer need this. Ghetsis gave it to me, but I have no use for it. TMO4 Calm Mind, raising your special attack and special defense by 1 stage each time you use it. I wonder why Ghetsis gave him all those TMs anyways. Maybe to give them to us if we find them? I don't know. Find them, not just Ghetsis himself. This Relic Castle and our own castle are both crumbling, but what's different is that this Relic Castle is the remains of a civilization, and our castle left nothing behind. I just realized, when Elder earlier in the game said it was hard to breathe in here, since we're even deeper into the castle, is it even harder for us to breathe? Probably. Regarding Team Plasma, I'm an officer of the International Police, and you must satisfy my request for certain information. Understood. But we don't know much about Ghetsis or our Lord N. We haven't even figured out if they are father and son. No, they are not. I thank you profoundly. Curiously, Spear Bear, there is a topic on which we must speak. A report has reached my ears of someone far from here. Indeed, this someone has spotted a person like N, and a dragon Pokemon. I depart to validate the validity of this information. We shall meet again. So until then, adieu. Also saying bye in French. Alright, this is the last thing we'll do for this episode. Because, getting off the bike. That's right, here's our static encounter that I was talking about. The good old Volcarona. It's so beautiful. I love Volcarona. Well, let's save, even though it doesn't really matter too much, because you know what they say, it's good to keep a record. Alright, and now Volcarona, it's time. I remember catching this actually back in elementary school, and I caught it in a quick ball, despite it not being the first turn, so that was kind of funny. Anyways, Volcarona, level 70, and is male. It's an Emiclio because the moves Volcarona has, I believe, are Flamethrower, Bug Buzz, Silver Wind, and Quiver Dance. Now, Quiver Dance is the move I'm definitely a bit worried about, even though I resist both of its stabs. Because if it gets too many boosts, Emiclio might not be able to take things too well, even with the leftovers and recovery, and resists. So, let's hope the quick ball works. Never mind, we don't have to worry about any of that. Alright, Volcarona is ours. Alright, Volcarona, the sun Pokemon, a bug fire type. When volcanic ash darkens the atmosphere, it is said that Volcarona's fire provide a replacement for the sun. This thing also has basically legendary Pokemon stats, not entirely, but pretty close, having a base stat total of 550. If y'all saw some of my competitive Pokemon videos in Scarlet and Violet, you know how damn deadly Volcarona is. Though it doesn't get its signature move Fiery Dance, which is basically a stronger fire-type version of Charge Beam, with a 70% chance to raise your special attack stat by 1. You don't get that until level 100, and I don't feel like training this Pokemon up to level 100. We won't need to do that for this Nuzlocke anyway, so yeah. But before we name this after another Tales of character, let me look up the Fire Centurion from Tales of Symphonia Dawn New World. Because Ifrita's already taken as the Great Spirit of Fire, so... let me see here. Just looking up the name. Just like about the Centurion, the Electric Centurion, yeah, all that stuff. Ignis. Alright, that'll have to do. Ignis, the Great Centurion of Fire. Since the Great Spirit of Fire is already taken by 2 Pokemon, actually, because I didn't realize I already named the Darumaka I caught earlier in the game of Freed, so we're going to change that, as well as Pascal's name, but we're going to do that in a later episode. Alright, Ignis, the Volcarona. And I already have a Fire type on this team and a Bug type, so no need for Volcarona, sadly. Well, welcome to the team, Ignis. Oh, that being said, let's go get an escape rope on out of here. And I think next we'll go on over to Nimbasa City. And that'll become very important in the next episode. Alright, skip rope me out of here. That being said, since we've now found all 6 of the 7 sages, Ghetsis being the one we had already, well, he ran off. We all know that, but yeah. Alright, let's go into the Pocket Monster Center. Let's go get Zavid out of the PC. Didn't get any action this episode, sadly. Alright. And now put back the Ulfazon. I also have a lot of fire types in this Nuzlocke run. I mean, seriously. We got these ones over here. Volcarona with... Oh, it's holding a silver powder, which is pretty cool. And instead of Flamethrower, it has Heat Wave. But whatever. And we got Reshiram over here. We have Darumaka, Heatmore, all of that. We have a lot of fire types. Definitely one of the better types using Nuzlocke, I'd say. Oh, well, that being said, let's heal at the center real fast, and then we can do our outro. Alright, and I'm right in front of the station, and you'll see why later on. So, with that being said, I think that'll be it for this edition of the Pokemon Black and Nuzlocke. If y'all enjoyed this and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Hit one of the existing screen out on YouTube and that bell button for more. Consider becoming a YouTube member and Twitch subscriber for $30 a month and $6 a month respectively for wonderful bonuses such as ad-free experience, and answer the question of the day of the 6 sages, not counting Ghetsis. Which one is your favorite and why? Let us know. So that being said, in the next episode we got a lot of special things I want to do here in Nimbasa City. So thank you all for watching, and have a berrific day.